hunter of the African plains. Actually spends most of his day sleeping. Contrary to popular belief, it is the females in the tribe who do nearly all the hunting. My 6 years here, I spent many hours observing animals trying to separate the pack from the
Oh, look, it's the tortoise. Tortoise.
Oh yeah, look at those.
Tortoise.
Unfortunately, animals were blocking the path of our safari vehicles. We apologize for the inconvenience.
Animals are blocking our way.
Now that we're moving again, we shall work quickly to get you out on your safari, but this will result in longer waiting times that are estimated. Thank you again for tutoring with Kilimanjaro when it comes.
Is he just joking?
Hold you for a second, McKinley, and you can sit between Becky and Mommy.
Here comes ours.
Oh, I'm going to
What? Was it blocking?
Want to sit by what?
Jumbo, we're in.
Get number 2.
Hang on to all those items very tightly. If you do have little ones and they can't see, you're more than welcome to sit on your lap. Just make sure they stay seated.
Yes. I said that to you, Doc said no.
Now, keep all arms, hands, legs, and feet inside, folks. And as we say in Harambe, Twende, let's go. And once again, folks, just a friendly reminder, stay seated at all times during the safari. It is gonna get bumpy. And I'd like to say, Jumbo, my name is John. I will be your driver for today's photo safari adventure into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Above you, you're gonna find a spotting guide. That's to help you to identify the animals we're gonna see here today. We usually don't see all the animals, but we should have pretty good luck. Now, the Harambe Wildlife Reserve was established in 1971 to protect the animals who live here. Over the years, the animals have become less afraid of humans, which makes it great for safaris like this. We are now in the Little Aturi Forest. Hey, everybody, keep a good lookout for any animals. There's lots of vegetation around here for the animals to hide in. Over there by the cliff, we got a yellowback diker. That's the Afrikaans word for a diver, which describes this method of escape. And you can just see the okapi's head sticking out from behind the bamboo back there. Now, it's hard to see that okapi, but we are celebrating today because here at Animal Kingdom, we had a birth last night. We had a baby okapi that was born. It's a baby girl, and she's going to be away for a couple of days just to make sure she's healthy and she's strong, and then we'll be probably bringing her out on safari. We're coming up to this watering hole on the left-hand side, and this is a great thing to find out here in the forest because sometimes you get a glimpse of some of our more rare animals out here. We're going to see if there's a sign of anything at all going on. Now, it looks a little quiet, but maybe there's some turkey vultures over here. Usually they're keeping an eye on oh, look at this, they're babysitting this black rhino here sleeping. That black rhino weighs about 3,000 pounds. Black rhinos can run about 35 miles per hour, and their skin is 1 inch thick. Yet as big as he is, black rhinos are virtually indestructible, except at the hands of humans. Coming up on the right over here on the top of the hill, you're going to see some of my favorite animals. These are the beautiful bongos up here. They're known as the ghost of the forest. You can see how the bongo's horns lean backwards, that helps them to escape really easy into the brush of the forest. They're also known as the ghost of the forest because they can hide themselves so well out there. And not only is the forest a good source of camouflage for the animals, it's also a good source of food for them as well. We're going to see if there's any more animals. It looks quiet in the rest of the lower part of the forest, so we're going to come into the upper part of the forest now. This upper part of the forest we call the Safi River area, and I'm going to need everybody's help back there to help me find some animals. There's this sharp turn down here that I have to concentrate on, so everybody keep your eyes out. Let me know if you see any animals at all. Anybody see anything? Hippo down there maybe on the right. We're going to come through the water and maybe we'll see some more. Some baby ducks by the water. Give them a little swim. Here we go. Here's some more hippos on the left-hand side. We're going to get a good look at these hippos. And there's some pink-backed pelicans on the island there. Pink-backed pelicans work together to hoard schools of fish into shallow bodies of water for feeding. There's a good look at our hippos. Those hippos weigh about 85 pounds at birth. An adult male, when fully grown, will tip the scales at almost 5,000 pounds. Hippos can swim by kicking off the bottom of the water with their big feet. They can hold their breath underwater for up to 5 minutes at a time. Now we're coming to a scary looking bridge, so everybody stay seated back there for me, please. But take a look on the left. Talk about scary. There's some really big Nile crocodiles on the left-hand side. They are bigger and more aggressive than the American alligator. Their bite is about 1,200 pounds per square inch, which can easily crush the bones of their prey. And now we are heading out of the forest, and we're going to enter into a completely different ecosystem, which means we're going to see some different animals out ahead. And speaking of different, coming up on the right is a baobab tree, also known as the upside down tree. The baobab tree can last long periods of drought by storing water in its trunk and goes leafless up to 9 months out of the year. And now we're coming into my most favorite view of the whole safari. These are the beautiful Savannah grasslands, home to some of our most famous animals like the elephant and the lion. Some have already spotted all of our giraffes out here. We're going to see them in just a moment. And out here in the savannah, the animals are allowed to roam wherever they please. So you never know where you're going to find some animals. Our elephants out here, they're like the bulldozers of the savannah. They like to bulldoze down these trees, knock them down and eat them for food. That lets the grasses grow. Then our giraffe, which you saw, they're like the pruning shears of the savannah. They'll nibble on the leaves on the trees, and that lets the light in. Then we have some antelope and zebras. They're like the lawnmowers of the savannah. They mow down the grass, letting new grass shoots grow. And finally, we got small animals like gazelles and warthogs. They trim up all the edges. So, in a well-balanced natural ecosystem, there's enough food for everybody. All these animals are the landscapers of the savannah. Here's a giraffe over here. That's a reticulated giraffe. Comes from the Latin word reticulata, which means net. That describes a giraffe's beautiful net-like pattern. He's kind of heading away, so we'll just keep on going. We're going to find a whole bunch more right up by the road over here coming up. Here comes another giraffe over on our left-hand side. He's found himself some lunch. This is a Maasai giraffe. A Maasai giraffe has more of a jagged edge to their pattern. Eating a little lunch, and here we got another reticulated giraffe. They're all starting to head down this way. They realize the food's down here now. Now our giraffes go to be about 20 feet tall. A baby giraffe is so tall when it's born it can look at an adult human right in the eyes, so they're about 5 to 6 feet tall already when they are born. That one's just hanging out underneath the tree, trying to stay dry, trying to stay cool. And he said, I'm going to pose for a picture. Giraffes only sleep about a half an hour out of every day. They'll take 5-minute naps standing up. That's how they get their half an hour sleep in. Or Maasai giraffes. And not only do giraffes have very good height, they have very good eyesight, which help them to spot predators really easy in the grasslands. And when those predators get too close, they give them a nice kick to remind them to keep their distance. There's another giraffe out here on the middle of the savannah yet. Lots of giraffe all over the place today.
Lots of different roads that I think that's going to smaller parts of the
I love our giraffes. They love to be curious. They get nice and close to the truck. And our giraffes are pretty smart. They recognize a food truck. Here's a couple of, these are Patterson eland over here underneath this tree on the left. They are the largest antelope in Africa. Usually the wildebeest that are out there in the middle of the savannah have this tree, but since the wildebeest don't want it, the sable antelope, or excuse me, the Patterson eland are more than willing to stay in the shade there. Again, here's a wildebeest in the middle of the savannah. During the migration period in the savannah, they have the largest migration on Earth with more than 1,500,000 wildebeest crossing the savannah during that time frame. And you see those big cattle with big horns up there by the wildebeest. Those are Ankole cattle, also known as Watusi cattle, named after the Watusi tribe that domesticated them centuries ago. We're going to come around the corner. We'll get another good look at those cattle from the other side. Got a little more information to tell you about them. So there's another look at the cattle. Now those horns are pretty hollow on the inside. They have a honeycomb-shaped pattern with blood vessels that run through those horns. That helps regulate the animal's body temperature, keeping the animal cool. That's why you'll see them out in the sun, enjoying the sun while all the other animals are in the shade trying to stay cool. Now we're going to come into Monkey Point. We might find some mandrill monkeys up ahead. We're going to keep a good lookout for them because mandrill monkeys are the largest monkeys in Africa, but they're pretty shy around humans. So as we go around the corner, keep your eyes open on the left. See if there's any sign up. There's a couple of monkeys swinging from that basket there in the middle there. A couple of baby monkeys up there. And we're going to head into elephant country here. And you can just barely see the back of an elephant over there on the right-hand side. I'm going to get us a little music from Harambe here as we head into elephant country. A little bit better look at the elephant. I've got another scary bridge coming up. I'm going to turn off this music. We have to get across this bridge. I'm going to need to concentrate a little more here. This one looks really, really bad. Oh, I hope it stays together till we get across it. Oh, it sounds even worse than it looks. Let's get off this bridge. And let's go see if we can get a really good look at some elephants. We'll try and see if we can find a baby elephant out here too. We're coming into the African clay pits, and the elephants have been eating the clay on the right-hand side. The clay contains natural minerals which are very beneficial to the elephant. I thought I saw an elephant coming up. I'm going to see if I can see a little bit better as we go around the corner. Yes, there's one right there. We're going to see him a little bit better. We've got to get these trees and bushes out of the way here. We'll get a better look and see if there's any more out here as well. Must be because the truck ahead is slowed down and everybody seems to be looking out over here on the left-hand side. Kind of a baby. Not quite a baby anymore. A little bit of a big baby, but we'll come up this way and get a better look. I do see an elephant down by our watering hole. That's going to be a great opportunity to see them. Now our elephants, both male and female elephants, have ivory tusks, and they will flap their ears. That's one way they try to stay cool. They'll also fling sand and dirt on their back. That acts as a natural sunblock, as elephants have very sensitive skin. Out here in Harambe, we have students trying to learn the elephants' language. If we can understand what elephants are saying, we're better able to take care of them and provide them with a better quality of life. Everybody's going to get a good look at an elephant right up here by the watering hole in just a second. There he is. The elephants love this watering hole. They will come here in the water and play when they get really, really hot out and they just can't cool down in any other way. It's a little quiet out here in elephant country right now. They might be kind of rested in some shady areas. They'll tend to flock together in shady areas when it gets too warm and just stay in the shade. We're going to come up here and see our greater flamingo. They are the lightest of the pink flamingos out there. And these flamingos aren't actually pink when they're born. The pink color comes in after years and years of eating brine shrimp and other water creatures that have keratin in them. It's that keratin that actually turns the flamingo's feathers pink. We are gonna come up here to this area up here and see if there's any animal activity. Sometimes there is, and sometimes it's really quiet. So we're gonna see what's going on. Oh, we got some, there is. Some really big there is. There is two white rhinos over here on the left. They are about 3,000 to 5,000 pounds. And white rhinos were once virtually extinct out in the wild, but due to anti-poaching laws and conservation efforts, their numbers have been increasing, which is a really good thing. They're having a little lunch. They like to roam all over the reserve, so you never know where you're going to find them. Coming up on the right by the dirt, in the dirt by the truck, are some ostrich eggs. They are the largest of bird eggs. They weigh about 3 to 4 pounds each. Everybody on the left is going to see some ostrich eggs in just a few minutes. I'll let you know when we get to them so you don't miss them. Now we're going to play a little game. It's called Find the Animal. As we come around the corner on the left, there is an animal up here. We're going to see if we can find them. I'm going to keep a good lookout and see if I can find them too, because sometimes they'll move. But I think I know where they are. Let's go up here and see. I'll show you exactly where they are. Or did they move on us? They are up there. I see them too now. Take a look over these short shrubs right here. You're going to see at least 2, if not 3 cheetahs right up there. Those cheetahs can run about 60 to 70 miles per hour. And they are very good daytime hunters. They have very good eyesight. They're going to stay up there most of the day, just in the shade and staying cool. Occasionally they'll get up and look around a little bit. later on tonight, about 6, 7 o'clock, that's when they'll start to become really active. And right ahead of us, there is a lion laying down and sleeping. It's hard for me to see him right now because there's this boulder right in front of us. I'm just waiting for the truck up ahead of us to move up a little bit. We might possibly have an animal stop going on right now. Out here on the safari, again, the animals are allowed to roam wherever they like, so sometimes they like to get right in front of the truck, and in which case all trucks have to stop out here. We have about 44 trucks on safari at the same time. So if one truck stops because of an animal, they all stop.
There's an attic kind of sound coming from my speakers. I don't know if it's the very last speakers or the last couple of rows of speakers.
I'm just going to listen in on my radio here, see if I hear any information about an animal stop. While we're stopped here and parked a little bit, I'll let you know about the Wildlife Express train that goes over to Rafiki's Plano Watch. If you haven't been on that today, or you haven't been on it lately, be sure to go on it because we have a baby rhino that was born in Animal Kingdom about 6 weeks ago. It's a baby girl, and she's not yet on safari, but if you take the train over to Rafiki's Planet Watch, you'll pass by the rhino house, and you should be able to see her out. I saw her out this morning with the mother eating some grass. So that's the only way you're going to get to see the baby rhino right now. They're keeping her just secluded a little bit till she gets a little bigger so she knows how to handle herself around the other animals, and then she'll be out on safari for us to see. Also over in Africa, we have the Pangani walking trail right next to the safari. That's where you can see some Calabas monkeys, some spiny mice, some naked mole rats. You can see maybe a better look at our okapi and our hippos. Here comes our animal keepers out. They're probably going to come out and see what's going on up here. That's if they can get around. The truck ahead of them is going to move up a little bit to let our animal keepers through. Okay, it sounds like we were able to clear the animals out of the way without our animal keeper. We're going to come up around the corner and be nosy and see what they were able to do. And now we can get a better look at the lion there laying down sleeping. Lions are nocturnal animals. They'll sleep about 20 hours out of every day. Simba will stay home and do all the babysitting while Nala, the female, goes out and does all the hunting. Now if you look right in between the rocks up there that are sticking straight up in the air, there is a female lion up there sleeping. Very hard to see her though because she blends in so well. We're going to come up this way and find out who was clogging up the traffic here. Here we go, we got another white rhino coming up on the right, but we also got some addax over here on the left. These addax are probably the ones clogging up the road. Addax are known as the desert antelope. They can go almost their whole lives with hardly any water at all, excuse me. The water that they do get comes from the vegetation that they eat. And the animal on the right is a bontebok. Bontebok are virtually extinct out in the wild. The only place to find bontebok are on reserves like this. We're going to go nice and slow past our addax here, because we've got a truck ahead of us. We want to make sure we give ourselves a little room and get a good look at the addax at the same time. And we're going to come over here around this corner, and we might see some more baby animals out this way. We'll see what's going on over here. They might be in napping. Oh yes, there's the warthog, and the babies are walking close behind. Warthogs keeping an eye on things. They've been out eating some grass. Yeah, they look cute now. Just wait till those tusks grow in. They're not going to look so cute then when they charge after you. Here we got those ostrich eggs coming up on the left-hand side again. And we're going to get another look at the white rhinos. Oh, look, here's two ostriches. They've been following us around, have they? Ostriches are going to probably cross the road here. Yep, we're going to let them cross. They're probably going over to the shade. Ostriches are actually flightless birds, although they do have wings, and they can run about 40 miles per hour. If you want to get the ostriches really moving, then you say turkey legs and trilobites. He heard me. He's coming after me for saying that. Okay, we're going to take a good sightseeing tour now here through the newest part of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. This part is so new, we just started opening it up a couple of weeks ago. We opened up these gates finally. We had poachers living in this land up here, and they had this whole camp set up. We got rid of those poachers. We got rid of that camp, and now we have room for more animals on our reserve, which is exactly what we're going to do, put more animals on our reserve. Because out there in the forest, the animals keep losing their homes to farmers who have livestock. The farmers need that land for their livestock. That's understandable, but we want to give more homes to some animals. Here we got these nice, pretty African concrete barriers that they give me a nice challenge to try to steer around. That's one. And then we can go up around the corner. Here comes concrete barrier number 2. But as soon as we get this area ready to go, these concrete barriers will be coming out of here, and then we will be introducing some zebras into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now, we don't have an official date when the zebras are going to be here yet, so make sure when you're at home you keep your eyes and ears open so you know when to come back and see us and get a good look at the zebras. Get some good pictures in the vent. There's a couple of our keepers there. And I told you about the Rafiki's Plano Lunch and the Pangani Walking Trail. Now I'll tell you about the Maharaja Jungle Trek over in Asia if you haven't been there yet today. That's where you can go and see our tigers. They're usually asleep about this time, but you should be able to see them pretty well. Also, don't forget, you can't miss Mickey on the Festival of the Lion King show. Very good show. So make sure you get there a little early because there's going to be a crowd, but there's lots of seats and every seat is a good one. Over at Camp Mickey, that's also where you can meet some of your favorite Disney characters for pictures and autographs. And we also have a greeting trail over in Dino Land, which is where you can meet Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore and my buddy Tigger. And don't forget, at 3:45 today, as long as the weather keeps holding out, we'll be having Mickey's Jam and Jungle Parade around the Tree of Life. And it's going to come out by Pizza Safari Restaurant, go all the way around the Tree of Life, and back in Pizza Safari Restaurant again. Now I'm going to drop you guys off at the warden's post here. Check your net bags for anything you might have placed in there, and make sure that you didn't drop anything on the seat, nothing bounced out of your pocket. We don't want you to leave anything behind. And here in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye because that's just too sad. We like to say Kwaharini, which means go well. Kwaharini, everybody.
Welcome back. Everyone, wash your hands while you're stepping out.